Hey YouTube, this is Kentucky Wildcat Fan 78. This is my movie review of Lady Bird. Now, I don't know if this movie is in other cities or not. Um, because it's at one of those secondhand theaters that, plays movies after it's been out a while. Now, the movie is about this teenage girl who goes, who is a senior at a Catholic high school. And at first, she's really close with her mom and with her friend named Julie. They call her Jules for short. Now, they don't have a lot of money, so they try and do with what they can. And they have her brother and his girlfriend living with him as well. So there's a total of 5 people in the house. His brother and her brother and his girlfriend worked at a grocery store. But now, as the movie goes along, she starts to change. So she met this guy because she went into the theater program at the school and met this guy. Now, I can't remember the guy's name, but and they started to really like each other and everything. And they never really, they messed around with each other, but not to the sexual point. So one night she found out he was gay through a very interesting way. I'll put it that way. Which really just surprised her more than anything. So then she started to get to know this other girl who seemingly looked like Mila Kunis, a much younger Mila Kunis, little, and they got to be friends, and so she started to date this other guy. I forgot his name as well, but he was kind of one of those people who is kind of always chill, doesn't really have too many emotions, kind of does his own thing. And he didn't really like money, but they went to a Catholic school. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, they started today, and they messed around sexually. And after they got done, she found out she was not his first. He didn't know how many women he did it with. Now, back to the story. Well, after that, she was crushed, but she sent in letters and stuff to different colleges. She got accepted into a college that was roughly 30 minutes from her house, but she wanted to go farther than that. And her dad basically got fired from his job, never said why, but so they were kind of barely hanging in there. But basically, she got accepted into a school in New York. So they basically, so when they were at the airport, her mom kind of had no emotions whatsoever, just due to they kind of drifted apart because of these things. There was a lot of things that were coming together on the reasons why her and her mom didn't really get along as you go more into the movie. Now, her mom drove away and I guess was going back to the house or something. Well, she started to get emotional. So she turned the car around and drove back to the airport to basically, hug her and everything. Well, she got to the airport and went inside, and she was on her way to New York. And she got to New York, and it took her some time to get used to New York, so she was lugging around 2 huge suitcases, basically. So she got to her apartment and settled in, and so she went out exploring, and she found this party. Now, she was talking to this guy who doesn't really believe in God, which I'll do a video about. And so she basically drank too much alcohol, and when she woke up, she was in a hospital. Now, my guess was she got alcohol poisoning, but I can't say for sure because it didn't really say. So when she woke up, she got out of the hospital, started to walk back, I guess, to her apartment. Well, as she was walking back, she went by this church, and she went in and saw the choir singing. Then she went outside to the front of the church and called her parents, but at the time the parents weren't there for some reason. So she called and left a message saying to her mom, basically, like, I know we've had our differences in the past, and even though sometimes I was a total brat, I still love you and everything. And that's where the movie ends. Now, that part was kind of strange. Yeah.
Could you turn the water on?
Okay.
Also,
What?
I guess you want to stay here until we go to the wrestling. You don't need to go back to the condo.
No.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Now, the ending was strange, but it overall was a good movie. I don't know if it's going to be in other regions or not, but if you can, I suggest you try and look at it and see what you think.